Live from LAPD Firearms Range and Training Facility, this is On Target, the latest from the firearms industry, the products and politics that affect your hobby and liberty. This program may not be politically correct, but it is On Target. Now, your host, Eric Delbert.
Okay, so my turn. Alright, Luke, you can come here and take this one back if you want. Okay, so on camera, name, rank, serial number.
Joy.
Name.
Name is Eric Delbert. ERIC DELBERT.
Title?
Owner of LAPD Firearms Range and Training Facility.
How did this show go?
Today went really well. It went well. We had, over the last month, there's been a lot of things that have occurred, and most recently the last 7-10 days. And we're very passionate about this industry, and most of us are in law enforcement or have been in law enforcement, so we take a different perspective on it. And, I feel like it went well.
So this was your first show since what?
Since the 7th of November.
Is that before Paris?
Before Paris, yeah. We got preempted from the high state football game, so before Paris.
So now, like you said, you've had a lot happen. Gun-wise, shooting-wise, here in the country, across the world. Was this show unique?
I think it was unique in that it was, I think you saw a lot more passion in the guys today. You know, we always tackle certain topics, and but today I think that the passionate part of all of us came out. There's things that can be done, and that's the frustrating part. We stand back and being in law enforcement or being owners of the store, we can see things that can be done to affect change, and they just don't happen. And so that was frustrating. It makes us passionate.
What are some of those things that can be?
There's inefficiencies in the NICS background. Some things that we call low-hanging fruit in the business world. Some things that can be done to really take firearms out of the hands of people that we determine should have them. That's an easy thing to do. That's one of them. We can be stricter with our mandatory gun sentencing. How many times do these individuals who are caught committing a crime with a gun, it gets pled down. It gets pled down time and time and time again. Let's have some teeth in this. Let's really start to peck away at them. There's no one thing that can be done to eliminate the violence. And we're not going to eliminate the violence. We need to be aware. We need to be aware, and we need to stop fooling ourselves to think that placing a sign on the front door that says no guns allowed is going to stop the bad guy from coming in. The bad guys are bad guys because they don't obey the law.
How long have you been on air?
We've been on air almost 2 years.
Do you notice a repeating theme in the news?
We do. It's almost like a cycle. Before it was Sandy Hook in some regards. It is. It's the industry, the firearms industry is, people start to get a little complacent, and then something happens either internationally or in our own country, and people, it grabs their attention again. So we see that.
Do you see our politicians just twiddling their thumbs with this? Do you think they're actually doing something?
I don't feel like they are. I'm not sure any of them are, regardless of their political affiliation. I think the cogs of politics get in the way and nothing is done. I mean, if this was a problem in the business world set to business-minded people, I feel like there will be solutions quicker that can affect change. That's what it's all about. It's affecting change, and I'm not sure everyone is sincere on one thing.
Well, I think you're one of your caller called, yes. We've had guns in the country since the inception of America.
Right.
And shootings have occurred. I don't know that I'm just thinking rehashing what he said.
Right.
They haven't been occurring since, or more frequently since.
The predominance of these mass shootings have seemed to be more in recent years. If you look at the stats, though, they've been throughout the history. They just haven't been, as prevalent. And there's also been a change in definition of mass shooting. If you want to get to, down to the nuts and bolts of it, what's described as a mass shooting, that definition has changed. But I think it's more at the top of the top of everyone's mind right now. Crime has been down though. I mean, that's one of the comments we made with him. Even though these mass shootings pop up, relatively speaking, crime is down. Crime has been going down for a while, and even though these tragedies are horrific, they're horrific. None of us want to see it. If you take a step back and you look at it from a scientific standpoint, well, are we getting just as outraged by the number of drunk drivers who are killing innocent people? Are we? If you really take that step back, one of the facts that we always talk about on the show, a lot of the folks who aren't gun folks, they want to ban the assault weapons. There's no definition of an assault weapon, and when you look at the FBI stats, it's out there for anyone to look at. In any given year, the number of people who are killed by presumably assault weapons, so the shotguns and the long guns, is always eclipsed by the number of people who are killed at the hands of somebody's hands, fists, and feet every year. So are we focused on the right things, or is it just a political topic?
Where do you see us in 20 years? I know that's a complete
scary. Scary. I don't know. I've personally lost faith in the ability of the politicians to make changes that are effective. I don't know. It's tough. It's a scary proposition for our children.
Anything else you'd like to add that I didn't get to ask that you might want to throw out there?
It's kind of like we said at the end of the show. If you're going to make that decision to purchase a firearm and go further to carry a firearm, do it responsibly. Of course, it's our Second Amendment right. Of course, you don't have to go through training, but it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing for you and the people around you to be proficient in. It's something that if you don't practice with, you lose it. It's one of those instances. So get set up with somebody at the store, with an outfit who are experts at it and know how to lead you through it and who can help you with that training.
What's the LE stand for in LEPD?
So most of us are.
Does it look like it's recording now? How come the best looking guys have face hair?
We're also told by sources that
that's what I was wondering too.
I shaved mine. He's starting. I shaved it.
These are the only two who don't. He's got like 5 o'clock shadow.
Who knows for the husband say no.
The old guys have cheaters on there. Look at them all.
Indication
I have cheaters.
You cheaters extremist
My blood pressure, my blood sugar's normal today, so I don't have to.
One young stud California attack. Ali says she and fellow worshippers.
I don't know about stud, young, but I know it's other.
Hero 4.
Is completely
I took my cell phone out, had my weapon on a tripod, my shotgun, and I'm filming it. Deer hunting.
San Bernardino shootings have led leaders of Muslim congregations to ISIS.
It was kind of cool.
Around their mosques.
It came out really good.
Good, because we don't want to see you shoot Bambi. I'll eat Bambi, but I won't shoot her.
Chad was killed. At least 27 people and injured 90 others. Officials say 3 females carried out the attack, which is believed to be the work of Nigeria's Islamic
Hey, JC, I'm gonna.
Boko Haram. Colombia's
I'm gonna whip this out at the moment. I know you can't see it yet.
The discovery of a Spanish galleon that was sunk by the British more than 300 years ago with a large cargo of gold and precious stones aboard. You're listening to Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
What time is Bumper going to play there, Sean? 5:10.
Hey, Eric.
Yep.
Are these Black Friday Knicks checks?
Not just Black Friday, just the top 10 of all time. The first, you can tell the Black Friday ones,
Right.
November. The second one is Sandy Hook.
Okay.
So you're going to bring Black Friday
Right at the back.
Do you want me to jump in with the stats for the whole year?
Yeah, it's good time. Good time. Yeah. I mean, we're going to go through the intro like we always do.
Body was removed from the site Thursday night. The people killed in a stampede before 1979 Cincinnati concert by the
right now.
now have a memorial.
Hey, back up a
Cincinnati
little bit
Mayor
there.
John Cranley dedicated the memorial marker Thursday night that sits between the U.S. Bank Arena and the Great American Ballpark. 11 people were killed.
Hey, Sean, are you hearing us all right?
And a crowd rushed through the doors.
Okay. The news is breaking up a little bit coming through.
Because there were no assigned seats. The Browns tried to end a game losing streak Sunday afternoon against the Bengals at First Energy Stadium. Browns defensive coordinator Jim O'Neil said the Bengals offense has plenty of talent.
They have a lot of other weapons on their offense, so you can't just say, hey, we're going to stop one guy and then leave the rest of those guys out there around.
That's not us.
Fell to the Ravens 33-27 on Monday Night Football to put them at 2-9. Austin Davis is getting the start for the injured Josh McCown over Johnny Manziel. A Pickerington shooting suspect hanged himself this week. Columbus police say 22-year-old Dennis Juris was found after hanging himself in a barn about a mile and a half from the home he shared with his adoptive parents. Juris was found by the property owner Thursday morning. Juris is suspected of shooting 27-year-old Hector Flores, the current boyfriend of his ex-girlfriend, on Wednesday night. Your ABC 6 first morning weather forecast. Today, there's going to be early fog before the clouds slowly clearing in the afternoon. High of 49. Tonight, mostly clear and cold again. More patchy fog, low of 29. Sunday, heavy fog, but sunny and pleasant for the rest of the day, high of 50. I'm Troy Adams. More news at the bottom of the hour and on demand at 610WTVN.com.
There's a reported accident blocking the shoulder of westbound I-270 ramp to northbound 315. Use caution around that area. Don't forget Rich Street between Front Street and High is closed due to construction until about 5 o'clock this afternoon. See an accident? Call the GrismerTire.com tip line at 821-1111.
Each time you shop in stores or online this holiday season, you leave behind personal information that increases your risk of identity theft. Feel better protected with LifeLock. Right now, save 10% on your membership with promo code RISK. Visit LifeLock.com.
Come on over to Heartland and join our family.
Support the Crew Soccer Foundation and your hometown community bank by opening a Crew account at Heartland.
With every purchase you make with your Crew debit card, a donation is made to promote youth soccer in Columbus.
I'm Scott McComb, CEO of Heartland Bank.
I'm Will Trapp of the Columbus Crew SC, our hometown club.
Our hometown bank, together for Columbus.
Where the banking feels good.
Member FDIC Equal Housing.
He's just reading the paper.
From LAPD Firearms Range and Training Facility, this is On Target, the latest from the firearms industry, the products and politics that affect your hobby and liberty. This program may not be politically correct, but it is On Target. Now, your host, Eric Delbert.
Good afternoon. Welcome to On Target. We're broadcasting live today from LAPD Firearms Range and Training Facility located at 999 Bethel Road. I'm your host, Eric, along with my father, Phil. Good morning, gentlemen. Glad to be back after a month.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like a month.
And you know what? What a month. I mean, since we've been on the air, the Bucks are no longer undefeated, unfortunately.
Yeah. But they did kick the,
They did, and that's the saving grace. That is. The world has once again been turned upside down by a terror event, and we saw the biggest single record day for Nick's background check this past Black Friday. It's been a heck of a month.
Yeah.
Well, we are, of course, the owners of LAPD Firearms Range and Training Facility and are active law enforcement. But for 1 hour on Saturdays, we put together a group of firearm experts to discuss new products in the market, training tips, and oftentimes political topics surrounding the Second Amendment. Our commitment, though, is to always bring you the facts about our industry and ultimately help our listeners and our customers with the safe, responsible ownership of firearms. Today on the show, we're going to jump right into the discussion on the terrorist acts committed by Muslim extremists that occurred in the country this week. And yes, I said it. Muslim extremists.
I know somebody who can't say it or won't.
Right. Contrary to what a lot of our leaders would like to say, it's not just another workplace violence act.
Amen.
So we'll discuss that in detail, and we'll also discuss the predicted outcry for more gun control that occurred within hours of the tragedy. I had emails in my box from the anti-gunners bringing it to the attention of everyone.
Not to mention our president.
Yes, definitely. Later in the show, if time permits, we'll touch upon some other industry news, and in our final segment today, JC will have the gun of the week, and it's one that many might say is late to the game, but I'll tell you what, it is it's a neat little one.
It's a good addition to the game. It's nice, I mean, it's a chunk too. I mean, it feels good in your hand.
It's a little chunk.
Little chunk.
A little chunk. If you want to be part of the discussion at any time today, 821-WTVN or 1-800-610-WTVN. Follow us on Facebook at LAPD Firearms Range to get the latest announcements. Speaking of announcements, guys, did you see the estate sale that's coming out this week? The Remington shotguns, the trade-ins. There's been all kinds of announcements.
You mean the ones I was drooling on back there?
Yes, those are the ones.
And the Remington shotguns, my goodness. They're police trade-ins, but they look like they're brand new.
Excellent condition.
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah. You can't beat up an 870.
No, you can't.
That is true.
So also subscribe to our YouTube channel to see past gun shows and any videos. We're posting a lot of videos out there. And if we get to it, we miss a topic during the week you want us to hit, ontarget@lepd.com is the email address. We monitor that throughout the week and can help answer questions that we don't get to during the show. So joining me today in the studio, JC from the sales team. JC, I hate to call you out on this, but you've been part of the family now since before you opened the store. Yeah. We strive to put the firearms enthusiasts in a good light. I mean, is that correct and stuff? Yeah. Well, something came out this week. I don't know if TMC got a hold of this or what, but this picture here has emerged, and reportedly it's of you.
It certainly doesn't.
And I'll tell you, it's not doing much to help our cause, JC.
That is scary. That's a prepared American right there.
Yeah, he is prepared.
Those are carefree college days. That was taken in June of 1970. Oh my goodness! I
thought that was your son. Let me see that.
No, that's.
When was that taken, John?
Goodness.
When was that taken?
1970, June of 70.
But you know the scary thing?
Years ago.
But the scary thing, John, is that it's framed like you have it up in your house.
It's in my car. I carry it in front of the dash.
I also have here to my left one of the Franklin County Sheriff's great lead trainers, former lead trainers, and one of our LEO and private security trainers, Big Al. Thank you, Al, for coming today. You know what? I also want Al. We are dropping, just so we officially announce it, we are dropping the tagline that we used the first time you were on. When you were a DARE officer, right. I think the tagline
was. It was in community relations, but not DARE.
Okay, so you were dealing with children and stuff. I think over time, and I think what did they call you?
Uncle Al, the kitty's pal.
Right. That's no good anymore. We're going with Big Al.
You got to register for that stuff now. You can't even what a nice little show. Nice, dirty going, man.
And to my right here, I have, of course, Ronnie, who makes up Boom Boom Tactical. Ronnie, I see you got a new logo for the business.
Well, yeah, I did. I think first off, too, I just want to, offer out our prayers and thoughts for, the 21 people that were injured and the 14 people that were killed in the massacre.
Yeah, definitely.
Too much about it, but yeah,
horrible terrorist act.
And they had pictures on Fox of the actual individuals in their home and their parent, their family and stuff. It was
really
pretty sad to see.
Name with the face.
Yeah. And that was just the beginning too. They had a lot more plans.
Yeah.
Right. I also have here to my left, my father, Phil. We always talk that you're at a stage in your life where you can just say what you want to say.
Say what I want to say.
And I think we're at a point where we need to do an hour or two on this show on a podcast where you can just say what you want.
We have to. Eric, I've been holding back so much that I'm going to burst.
I know. Well,
okay.
We're not touching that.
If you can tell us what he really thinks.
If you can hold back for another hour, that'd be perfect.
Okay, all right.
We also have Sean Anthony working the levers back at the station and answering your phone calls. If you missed the show, you can always catch the podcast at WTVN.com. If you want to meet the guys, stop by the showroom throughout the week at 999 Bethel Road, or also on iHeartRadio. I want to remind everyone this segment is brought to you by Kel-Tec, making many of today's practical and tactical products. U.S. made for over 20 years. Stop by and check out their complete line of firearms today. So by now, many of you know that Black Friday is historically a very busy day when it comes to firearm sales. It just has been for a number of years. But did you guys hear that this past Black Friday was the biggest day on record for firearm sales ever?
Incredible. If you were here at the store Black Friday, I think you would agree with that.
Right.
It was hectic.
You know what?
They were shooting them too. The range was full.
It was busy.
Not only is Black Friday the highest one on record, but we are on track to be the highest year since any records have been kept as highest.
I've got some numbers on that.
Okay.
All right. If you annualize it, because right now they're only to the month of November, but if you project it out, this year it is going to be 21,629,864, which is the highest. That is a 3% increase over last year.
That's not checks?
Now, yeah.
Yeah, we're at 19 million right now.
That is, you're right. That is since, they've been evidently keeping records since 1998 on this. And so this is the highest.
That's huge.
Yeah,
that's huge. And you know what we're seeing, and this is a dramatic difference from actually the second highest day, which was, I believe, after Sandy Hook.
Right.
At that time, people were purchasing firearms because they felt that the government was coming to get their guns. They felt that gun laws were imminent and that I need to buy them while I can still get them, right? The times have changed. We are seeing people coming in now saying that, you know what, I've never been a firearms person, but now I think it's time. I think I need to buy one to protect me and my family, and this is always good for us too, is they're saying, and I want training on it. I want you to help me become proficient at it and do it safely and responsibly.
And it's, it's a lot. Yesterday, eight people yesterday came in. I had 8 customers that said, hey, we're not into this, but we do feel that now it's time, we really need to protect ourselves. We've been sitting on the fence, and now it's time to act. And I had 3 this morning, right before the show started. I was
interesting too who these people are. They're professionals.
Yeah,
they're doctors, lawyers.
Right.
They're professional folks, are not just who you might think people are.
And here's an interesting thing too. You know, you wonder, well, why are people concerned? Well, Friday, when it was announced officially that it was a terrorist attack in France, their leader got up and addressed the people. In the United States, the White House is blacked out. We haven't heard from the president since. The Attorney General, who should also be heavily involved in finding these people and stuff, she was at a meeting of a Muslim group, and she was talking about her #1 priority is to go after people who speak badly about
Islam,
Muslims and Islam.
Right.
And these are our leaders, and these are the people that are supposed to, you know, so the American people, what do they think?
Ronnie, I think people are taking this to heart now. Here's an interesting point. Black Friday, the biggest day ever on record, that was before California tragedy.
Yeah.
That was after Paris, and that was just kind of people seeing what was going on with Planned Parenthood shooting, the New Orleans shooting, and everything else. Now it has gone off the charts since then.
It's apparent that we can't be there to protect everybody.
Right.
We will be there quick now.
Well, and that you've said for years.
I have a quote for that. When seconds count, police are minutes away.
And Eric, what were you saying? 4 minutes?
We're going to get there, but not.
Yeah, that was 4 minutes
there.
of this last attack. I mean, incredible fast response. Once they got the call, the SWAT teams were out in California. They were there at the building. We saw, 20, 30 officers. Well, what had happened? Bad guys had been there, done that, and
in 4 minutes.
In 4 minutes.
You know, and I was talking to a buddy this week who's still active in law enforcement, and he was saying, you know what? In law enforcement, we have to get it right 100% of the time. The bad guy only has to be right once.
Yeah, they have to be right once. They have to be lucky once.
And that's not to say anything bad about law enforcement. There's only so much you can do, and the rest is up to us.
They're downsizing departments, they're laying people off, budgets are tight. You know, we need more of us now. The FBI directors came out and said we need how many umpteen hundred more agents to actually track these people. So we don't have enough.
But going back to why people are flocking to the stores, so in this scenario, another gun-free zone. And remember the South Carolina shooter, the politician who came out and said, thank goodness there wasn't a CHL holder on site because it could have been worse.
Yeah.
I mean, how ignorant of a statement is that?
How worse could it be? Right.
You know,
when you study how these things terminate, it's either by when the police show they either commit suicide, or we take care of what we have to take care of, or somebody there assaults them and disarms them or holds them down until we can get there.
Yep.
Someone takes action,
or at least slows them down.
Well, and you know, guys, it's time for us to stand up and say the darn no gun signs don't work.
Right.
I mean, in California, I think they're making them bigger now. So the bad guys are missing them when they're running in.
They work, but they work for the bad guys.
Yeah.
This is a gun-free zone. I'm safe here.
And if you think about it, California has the strictest laws of any country or of any state. And every single law that they have was, I mean, they changed their firearms. They eliminated the bullet button so that they could change magazines faster. They had 30-round magazines. It was illegal for them to have the guns in their car and driving around loaded. I mean, there were so many laws that they broke. So how can you say that by creating even more laws?
Ronnie, I think we need to put the no gun zones in different languages. Maybe that's it. No language, different languages, and bigger font.
There you go.
You know? You need to keep focusing on the instrument, the weapon itself. When since the beginning of time, man has found ways to harm himself and his brothers.
Excellent.
It doesn't matter what the instrument is.
Had an idea.
Would it be better if somebody came up and stabbed somebody? Would that be less
in Westerville and slowly built
acceptable
reputation with good value and the right material for collectors. Well, today, Alan.
Sean?
cameras off there.
Yeah.
You say will be recorded. if you're not nice to me when you pass by.
Yeah, he's got.
Hold on.
You know, this is a couple arguments. Well, they didn't have these guns that were made to kill people. Wait a minute. I guess when a spear or a bow was the only thing.
Is your computer off?
Those were made to kill people.
Did we get cut off? Did you see?
I didn't hear the background music. I didn't hear the background music to tell us to stand up.
I'm using my headphones.
They keep focused on the instrument. That's not it at all. But that's one of my news stories. United Kingdom is now banning knives. Banning knives.
I posted it on Facebook. It's on the LAPD.
That'll fix it.
They want to get rid of all sharp-pointed knives.
When they even had the 10 top chefs in all the United
77-4806. This is Joe Valentine, TNT Equipment. Like our hometown.
Would have been better, I guess, if you'd have ran up and had a 10-inch fighting knife.
Can you hear me, Sean?
On camera, would that have been less? Would you have felt better about that? I went for gas.
You there, Sean?
Someone's going to figure out that. And that's the other thing, gasoline in a match. And you know what? They can do more. They can do more with it than they ever could with a handgun. If you go in an AR.
Hello.
And of course, it came out that it was an AK-47.
This year's
You there, Sean?
fun starts at Billiards Plus. Billiards Plus has an abundant supply of pool tables, game
Are you there, Sean?
boards, poker tables, shuffleboard, and hockey tables. Perfect for family fun during the holidays. And Billiards Plus in Dublin has the largest selection of pool tables, including Brunswick and Allhausen, anywhere in Central.
You hear it, Sean?
But if you want it delivered before Santa arrives, you'd better order it now. Billiards Plus, Sawmill Road, a block north of Route 161 in Dublin, or visit billiards-plus.com. Holiday fun begins at Billiards Plus.
The joys of life, right?
Oh my God.
Nothing like remote.
The response has changed so much from containment. Get a perimeter set, have SWAT show up and take care of it with their equipment they've got. Now it's we're going in. And they're also changing the response. We've been going through that training last time. The other thing is people inside that are being victims, they're not going to get on their desks anymore and hide.
Yeah.
That doesn't work either.
Unless you've got a really nice iron desk.
If you have a safe room, you can go to.
Come on, you have internet access? Oh, you're doing it off your phone. Huh?
My computer was on back there. Left on.
Shouldn't do it. I mean, that shouldn't.
Well, I turned it off now. But
I think the issue actually is on there.
I didn't go, or I didn't check it.
Which one is it?
It's the Remington.
Oh, the Remington 380.
Pullback slide.
Yeah.
Available until December 9th.
Can you hear us now, Sean?
Make your thin hair feel and look
Can you hear us,
thicker
Sean?
and fuller, guaranteed. Viviscal
Okay.
is
How long can we go back on?
research to
It's gonna
promote
be quick, guys.
existing hair growth for men and women. You'll love your hair growth results, guaranteed.
Okay.
Viviscal
What,
is so
what's temp?
effective, it's recommended by top doctors. Want to try Viviscal? Every listener
Did it go out all of a sudden?
now gets a 90-day risk-free supply plus free shipping. Call now, 800-881-6940. 800-881-6940.
I was close to the end on that anyway, so.
6940.
Okay.
Tis the season for spending money.
Right.
It'd be nice if something was free.
Put the headset on, Dad.
You do know the iHeartRadio app is free, don't you? It lets you listen to your favorite stations wherever you are. Create custom music stations for over 20 million songs. And it's free.
Don't talk during the weather.
Free. Don't you? All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free. Use our iHeartRadio app today or listen online at iHeartRadio.com.
From the Central Ohio Chevy Dealer Studios, wrap up the deals and the year when you find your Chevy Holiday bonus tag at your Central Ohio Chevy dealers. News Radio 610 WTBN, an iHeart radio station.
Your ABC6 first warning weather. Today we had some fog early, then clouds slowly clearing by afternoon, high of 49. For tonight, mostly clear and cold again, more patchy fog, low of 29. For Sunday, morning fog, but sunny and pleasant the rest of the day, high of 50. That's going to be nice. It's currently 38 degrees on your severe weather station, News Radio 610 WTVN.
Reports at the top in 30 minutes past. Breaking news at once. News Radio 610 WTVN.
Welcome back to On Target and Live Radio. Sorry about the drop there at the end. You know what? I think it was the administration.
That's it. Probably trying to silence us.
Yes, it was. We're On Target. We're broadcasting live from LAPD Firearms and Range. I am Eric, your host, joined today in the studio with JC from the sales team, Ronnie, who makes up Boom Boom Tactical. I have my father and co-owner, Phil, and I have Big Al, one of our LEO trainers, here with us, talking about all the latest hot topics in the news, which really come down to the tragedy in California, the NICS background information, and how many, the record we broke on Black Friday for a number of gun sales, and why are people flocking in to buy firearms.
And for training. Yeah.
And for training. So what we wanted to do in the few minutes we had here, we wanted to start talking about some of the facts. And, you know, we're all about the facts here. We never want to put information out that is not true. And that's not always the motto of a lot of the people out there. How should we say that? So here are the facts. This incident in California was not a workplace violence act. Certainly was premeditated. Firearms appear to be purchased legally. And both assailants were not on the terrorism watch list or the no-fly list.
Which means that any of the new regulations that are being proposed would not have stopped them.
Right. Law enforcement was on the scene in 4 minutes, and of course, as we mentioned, as we went out on the last segment, it was a gun-free zone. They must have just missed that. So what is the anti-firearm establishment saying? They're saying close the loopholes. So we wanted to go through, kind of give a counterpoint on what they're saying and why what they're saying is really ridiculous.
Not working.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Just use common sense. You know, gun control, gun restrictions, whatever. You got 350 million guns out there right now. Any gun control that is in place, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, you got those firearms out there. You know, right? Yeah. What are you going to do?
Right. You're not pulling those back in. One of the loopholes is that we've heard, I think, the president speak on, as well as some of his administration, was we need to close the loophole, and people that are on the no-fly list are currently not being reported to the NICS background system. So presumably those people can purchase a firearm. On the surface, yay, I get it. I mean, put them on. I don't want them having firearms either. The problem is, the terrorism watch list has historically been flawed. So there is Americans on there who have nothing to do with it that you hear about being on the watch list. Here's something else too. These two individuals in California were not on the terrorism watch list. The Boston bombers were.
Yeah.
So in both of those scenarios, wouldn't have impacted them.
And they couldn't buy a firearm either, Boston bombers. That's why they had to try to, well, they did murder the one policeman to get his gun, and they never got it. The level 3 holster, they were unable to get that off that.
And none of them would be able to buy a firearm here.
Right.
So there's checks in place.
So, and then the other one we're hearing right now, we got to close the gun show loophole. If I hear this one more time, guys, I am going to scream. The gun show loophole, first of all, folks, it's not a loophole at all. It's what we've been able to do as in the second, per the Second Amendment for years, since the beginning. You can sell a firearm to another individual. Does not require a background check. If you look at, statistically speaking, the firearms that are purchased at gun shows, more and more are being purchased with a background check because there's more and more entities and stores being set up there.
Right.
Of course there's some that are purchased there that get into the wrong hands, but it's not the vast majority.
And the one that drives me crazy, and the president even referred to this, is buying firearms over the internet.
Oh, geez.
I mean, you can buy them over the internet, but if you do, it comes to an FFL, and he will run a background check.
Right. Where's his advisors to educate him on the process?
All you have to do is spew out whatever you want. People take it as truth, and it is not the truth.
Put it out there to people
you have to go to a licensed dealer, and you have to have a background check in order to purchase the gun.
And John, how long has that been? Since 1968?
Yeah.
Or even before then?
It's been forever. You just can't transfer that. And it does vary state by state also. I know, like, for handguns in different states, it even has much more stringent requirements too. So it's not all that. Yeah, in California there's a 10-day waiting period for firearms transfer.
I mean, I think it actually goes back to when Oswald purchased firearms over the internet.
Right.
You know, I think that's over the internet. Sorry.
You and Al Gore, you guys probably invented it back then.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Another argument is they say the NRA doesn't want any background checks. They don't want anything. That's not true. By the vast membership, all of us people that are gun owners are in favor of having some sort of a check.
And the mental health issues.
Just follow the laws we got now.
Outside of the terrorists, most of these things are committed by people who are mentally ill, and because of the privacy records, they not being
And some of
released,
the additional things, hey,
stuff.
we want some additional stuff, like a database that we can check and see if a firearm's stolen or not.
We would love
Exactly.
to have that.
I mean, how many guns
Those
do
are
we
things
take in
that
on
we could
trade?
do. Yeah.
Right. We take guns in on trade.
Right. When we come back, we're going to continue this discussion. We're actually going to start looking into a little bit more of the stats that are out there. You know, the president has said historically that we are the #1 country in the world for gun violence. Not quite true. Actually,
not even true.
Not even close to being true.
What?
So we have, yes. I'm sure we want to get to that. We don't want to sit here and tell you all the things that are wrong with what people are recommending. We want to talk about some solutions that can make a meaningful impact.
Absolutely.
And, you know, ones that we've talked about here on the show for a long time. So that's all when we come back. And then the last segment, we're going to get to JC's choice for the gun of the week, one that's really neat that I might end up with before it's all said and done.
That's a nice one.
Because Lord knows you've only got one gun.
Right. We are on target. We're broadcasting live today from LEPD Firearms and Range. We'll be right back after the news.
This year, I'm getting my Christmas shopping done early and all at one place. I'm going to Menards. After looking through Menards' Christmas catalog, I found something for everyone on my list, all at amazing low prices. I'm getting tools for my husband, toys for the kids, footwear for mom, and with all the money I'm saving, something for me. Hello to wine cooler.
Hurry in for the best selection of Christmas gifts at Menards.
Direct Eats is the largest online marketplace for natural and organic foods without the hassle of going to the grocery store. Guaranteed to have the best prices, and shipping is always free with no minimum cart. At Direct Eats, you'll find the best selection of food to fill your pantry, from organic to non-GMO to gluten-free and everything in between, all while saving time with the click of a button. And there's no membership fee. To find everything you need at the best prices guaranteed, visit directeats.com today. That's directeats.com.
News Radio 610 WTVN. I'm Troy Adams. Research shows men with prostate cancer can make small dietary changes that could impact their cancer survival. Dr. David Levy with the Cleveland Clinic says that foods you eat can affect prostate cancer growth.
If they're eating sugary things and they're eating a lot of meat and dairy products, we know that provides fuel to the cancer cells as best we can tell.
Dr. Levy tells prostate cancer patients to limit red meat and eat it no more than 2 to 3 times per month. An Ohio college says it will partner with an Indiana university on drone research. A Sinclair Community College official says that the college signed an agreement yesterday to cooperate with the Indiana State University of Unmanned Aerial Vehicle Studies. Your AMC 6 first morning weather forecast. Today, we're going to see night, most clear and cold, more patchy fog, 29. Sunday, we're going to see fog in the morning, but it's going to be a sunny and unpleasant the rest of the day after that.
So put me in the center of
breaking news and weather alerts instantly follow us on Twitter at 610 WTVN News.
Hey Dad, is it true that Gun Empty can have full-service gun manufacturing in Columbus, Ohio?
Well, yes, Rose, they are only full-service gun manufacturing in the city of Columbus.
What does that mean? Can you just buy guns there?
We're more than just buying guns. We offer gun gunsmithing, Cerakote, and if you're looking to sell your guns from 1 gun to 100 guns, come see me, brother.
Wow, I didn't know that. Where are they located?
We're located at 4110 Indianola Avenue. That's on the corner of Cook and Indianola, right off of 71 at Cook Road. Visit us online at gunenvy.com or just give us a call at
614-467-4917. Live and recorded Christmas music serenading you on a horse-drawn carriage ride with a set of Pine in the Air. Go to hopefullnursery.com for a complete list of holiday activities.
I've been a truck driver for 19 years. I've seen it all. Every reason I became a truck driver was gone. I was ready to hang it.
Hey, Dad. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. Remember Chuck?
Oh, yeah. How you doing, sir?
Fine, how are you?
Real good, real good.
Stop by, I was telling Eric, he's working street.
News Radio 610 WTVN. I'm Troy Adams. Research shows men with prostate cancer can make
How much time there, sir?
changes that could impact their cancer survival. Dr.
How much time?
Cleveland Clinic says that foods you eat can affect prostate cancer growth.
If they're eating sugary things and they're eating a lot of meat and dairy products, we know that provides fuel to the cancer cells as best we can tell.
Dr. Levy tells prostate cancer patients to limit red meat and eat it no more than 2 to 3 times per month. An Ohio college says it will partner with an Indiana university on drone research. A Sinclair Community College official says that the college signed an agreement yesterday to cooperate with the Indiana State University of Unmanned Aerial Vehicles. Your ABC6 first warning weather forecast. Tonight, mostly clear and cold yet again. More patchy fog with a low of 29. Sunday, some fog in the morning, but it's going to be a sunny and pleasant rest of the day after that with a high of 50. I'm Troy Adams. For breaking news and weather alerts instantly, follow us on Twitter at 610 WTVN News.
You know, I always like it. They are. I always ask people when they do class, do you have a first aid kit? I go, oh, yeah. I said, what's in it? Band-aids, gauze, snake bite kit?
Tourniquet.
You still there,
Tourniquet
Sean?
in it? They go,
I have 3 in.
why not?
You there? Okay.
Well,
We lost it at the front.
Well, it's better because if first aid kit, you just put a Band-aid on it. If you really need to stop bleeding, it's like a
Yeah, I don't hear anything at the front. If you hear us, though.
until you really need it.
I want to get one of those shirts where it's.
Even forget you're wearing it too. So if you're sick of dealing with your hearing loss, let us give you a 100% risk-free home trial with free shipping and free batteries for life. For free information, call now. 1-800-913-2759. That's 1-800-913-2759. 1-800-913-2759.
Live from LAPD Firearms Range and Training Facility, this is On Target, the latest from the firearms industry, the products and politics that affect your hobby and liberty. This program may not be politically correct, but it is On Target. Now, your host, Eric Delbert.
Welcome back to On Target. I'm your host, Eric. We are live today at LAPD Firearms Range and Training Facility. We're located at 999 Bethel Road. I'm joined today in the studio with JC from the sales team, Ronnie, who makes up Boom Boom Tactical, my father, co-owner Phil, and Big Al, former trainer for Franklin County Sheriff's Office and one of our law enforcement trainers here. We're talking about all the topics out there, the NICS backgrounds, how the highest day was recorded on the Black Friday. We're talking about the California terrorist shootings. If you want to jump in, 821-WTVN or 1-800-610-WTVN. Give us a call and weigh in on your thoughts. We wanted in this segment to start, we dig and get a lot of the facts that are out there. We wanted to talk some of the facts that aren't always at the top of the media, it seems, or certainly our politicians. And so the one I wanted to start out with, contrary to what our president has said over and over and over again, we do not lead the world in gun violence. Matter of fact, when you look at it, how many people are killed in mass shootings per million, we're actually
number
6.
Oh, number 6. Yeah, we're down the list. We're number 6, I think.
Yes, I have that. Do you guys have that right there in front of me? Yeah, here we go. So we're actually number 6. Still not good. I mean, I wouldn't be proud to be in the top 10, but we're certainly not number 1. Who holds number 1? Norway. Finland, Slovakia, Israel, and Switzerland. And oh my, how many of those countries have tight gun controls?
Right.
Wow.
Actually, Eric, since 1990, violent crime in the U.S. has declined steadily since 1990.
And these are the
Right.
FBI stats.
And it keeps on declining. And then when there is a little jump, it seems like, oh, you know, crime has increased. Crime has increased. Well, when it's low to begin with, and then any little spike is going to look big. You know?
Right. Well, I mean, we talked about this off the air. So you know, the big ones in the news recently, of course, were California, the incident there, the incident in New Orleans where 20 people were shot, and then Planned Parenthood. This is all within the last probably 10 days. But guess what? Those added together doesn't equal a weekend in Chicago.
Yeah.
And you hear nothing about them.
Which is
they're using those stats from those shootings to qualify as a mass shooting. That's how they cook the books to say there's higher. It's telling you how you want to make the numbers. So a shooting, a gang drive-by shooting, the 4 or 5 people qualifies as a mass shooting now.
Yeah, the one shooting in New Orleans. Has anybody out there even heard about that? What happened?
No, we were in touch this week with some of our friends in the media, and we're surprised to hear that some of them hadn't even heard of that shooting that took place. You know,
they suppress what they want to suppress. It doesn't fit the narrative.
Right. So if you go and you say what can you do? You know, one of the things that you know, this might not be the most popular statement and stuff, but what can we do, and what's some of the low-hanging fruit for us? Most people don't realize that you don't have to be a citizen to purchase a firearm.
Yeah.
Do you guys know that? I mean, you don't.
We know that because we're near the university and we have all sorts of
right.
folks.
And talk about loopholes. The reason that a non-citizen, someone who, of course, is legally in the country, but a non-citizen, the reason they're able to purchase a firearm is through a loophole. It says specifically, if you're here for hunting purposes and you have a valid hunting license, which you can walk up and get anywhere, then you can purchase a firearm. How many times have we had people walk in the door and say, here's my hunting license and I would like that Glock?
Right.
You know, that's an issue. That's an issue, guys.
That's a loophole.
And that's at the federal level, not.
Right, absolutely.
Federal level, right.
And when you start
we didn't do.
And now, I mean, you bring a good point. When you start looking at these, they're at the federal level. Right. Let's try to fix some of the things. The one thing that we have talked about and hounded for 9 months now is the NICS background system. And I'll say it again, just because I'm passionate about it. The NICS system, when we run a check through, 93% of the time it comes back either proceed or deny. The system works, it's instantaneous. 7% of the time it comes back a delay. System says there's something in this person's background, maybe their name is a common name, there's something that we just don't know if we can give you the proceed or the deny at that time. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
You go ahead and just finish that. Don't you sell the gun to him right then?
No.
So that's a check and a balance, right?
So in that case, within 3 days, the system is supposed to notify us of an outcome, either proceed or deny. The vast majority of the time, we hear nothing. Nothing from the government system. The way the Brady law reads, on the back of the form, it states specifically, if we hear nothing within 3 days, that firearm can be sold to that individual.
And that's 3 business days, folks.
3 business days. Now, one might think that, okay, these people who are on delay, these are bad people. We have great customers, doctors, lawyers, FBI agents, who get delayed every time. They have no idea why, and they come back in 3 days and purchase their firearms. Here's where the issue lies. After those 3 days, when we send the firearm, you know, when the person buys it and stuff, there was, in 2012, just under 4,000 times the system came back to the store at some point and said, uh-oh, should have been a denial. 4,000 times we've knowingly put a firearm in the hands of someone who we've determined shouldn't own it. So we've talked about this for 9 months.
They and then go out and retrieve those. That's what they do.
Right,
they
exactly.
Send somebody out to that address.
They call the ATF and they say, you need to go find that firearm. So this seems all anecdotal and stuff until South Carolina shooting arose. The gentleman who walked into the church, guess how he got his firearm? He went, was delayed. After 3 days, the firearm was transferred to him per the law. And a week or 10 days later, the system comes back and says, wait a second, should have been a denial, go get that gun. Uh-oh, he just did a shooting in the church. Come on, guys, we got to fix that.
The mainstream media didn't pick up on it, did they?
Very little. Very little. If you can adjudicate a medical claim instantaneously, if you can set off a credit card instantaneously these days, why can't you tell me in 3 days whether a guy can own a firearm? Come on.
It's ridiculous.
Seriously, 4,000 times. That is hard numbers. That is numbers we know is a number that's measurable.
Yeah, and also too, with the current administration is releasing a lot of convicts early, and some of them have gun violence and stuff. Those people should be spending the whole time, regardless of how much it costs to house them or what.
And along with that, you know what else you find these guys that are being released? A lot of them get their radicalization while they're in prison.
Right, absolutely.
They change their name to Ali whatever, and next thing you know, if you're coming out
anything bad,
they're coming out
to prison.
And they're being radicalized in American prisons as well as overseas.
Right. Well, we have time for one caller here before we go into a break and then come back with JC's Gun of the Week. Mark, you are on with the guys from On Target. How you doing?
Hey there, good. How are you doing?
We're good.
Well, so my main statement is that, and sort of a question, but I've always wondered, and I've never heard an answer to this, that why it is that we have mass shootings now, and we never had them before 1980 or so, and people have had guns up until all the way back to the founding of the country. And I guess you could say, well, there's a lot of lot more semi-automatics now. But I don't think that that's a real factor. I think people are just angry now, and they've the thing is, I'm a Christian, and I think that's the answer. But you never had these kind of things going on before. People get the idea now that they can just take out their anger on people and shoot them, and kill them.
And you're absolutely right. There probably is a lot of that discontent out there. But one of the big things is the media puts it out there. I'm not saying they shouldn't. But that's what gives them an idea, especially these high schools. How many times has someone been stopped with a kid having a list of, you're 16 years old, you don't want like somebody here or there, you make a list of people you want to shoot because they did it at Columbine, they did it here, they did it there. It's happening all the time.
And they go home after school and they play video games. It does that.
That's just for the kids, but for the rest of the folks, the adults, the more that it's out there, and if people tell you how to do this stuff, the more the copycats are out there going, hey, yeah,
they are. They're desensitized. It's the breakdown of the family.
Absolutely.
It's
video games. Kids who do nothing but shoot people all day on video games, and
it's the political correctness. I mean, Ronnie, you hit the nail on the head. There was a neighbor in California who saw activity that didn't seem right, but was scared to call it in because they didn't want to get accused
of profiling or being discriminating against these guys.
So I think these things have been happening. It's just not broadcast. Instantaneous feedback. You got Shepard Smith on it giving the blow-by-blow while it's going down, and say, well, we can't show this now because we want to make sure that they're not watching TV and we're actually showing the police moving.
Right.
It's instantaneous feedback. But it took weeks and months.
Breakdown of the family, lack of respect, no prayer in
all
school,
this stuff
everything.
It's not only the family unit itself.
Is
all
fractured.
that's
A
lot of stuff.
It's unfortunate.
Thanks for the call, Mark. We are going to go into break, and when we come out, we're going to lighten it up a little bit. JC, your gun of the week. One that these guys, I think we sold 3 since we've been sitting here, all 3 guys.
And they're all sitting at the table here.
Right.
I hate this because now I'm going to have one.
Yes, this is nice.
We are on Target, broadcasting live from LAPD Firearms and Range. We'll be right back.
Our best friends, our confidants, our protectors, our playmates. To each of us, pets are family, and when their time comes, trust Rutherford Pet Services to help with convenient, affordable cremation services for all size pets, starting at only $35. Plus, Rutherford has a full line of pet memory items that will keep your memories of them forever. Rutherford Pet Services. There is a difference, and the difference is Rutherford. 614-885-4006.
This is Mike Weens, president of Care Heating and Cooling, with our customer Shelley Meyer.
Mike, last year CARE pledged to make a contribution to the Meyer Family Fund for Cancer Research, and it was tremendous. Your donation was a huge help in the Foundation's goals of funding research through innovative ideas, novel therapies, and state-of-the-art technology.
Shelley, that's great. We could not be more proud to support such a worthy foundation. Everyone knows someone affected by cancer. To help find a cure, CARE will again be making a contribution to your cancer research.
That's right. For every service call CARE runs from now now through the end of the year, CARE will make a donation to the Meyer Family Fund for Cancer Research.
To learn more and to schedule a service call, go to careheatingandcooling.com. And Shelley, the safety of our customers is another big concern of ours. That's why whenever CARE services a gas furnace, we run a computerized carbon monoxide testing analysis at no additional charge.
Wow, Mike, your company really does care.
Shelley, that's what we do. CARE Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING when you need a company you can trust.
As a veteran, you put our nation first. Now Ohio is putting you first. Find jobs and connect with employers at ohiomeansveteranjobs.com. Use your military training toward free college credit or apply for a professional license or certification. Visit your local county Veterans Service office to discover all the benefits you've earned. Learn more at ohiovet.gov or call 877-OHIO-VET. Sponsored by the Ohio Department of Veterans Services, aired by the OAB and this station.
Are you ready to take your education to the next level? Arizona State University now offers over 90 top-tier degree programs, 100% online. With ASU's highly ranked online programs, you'll earn the same degree as our on-campus students, with the ability to learn wherever you want, whenever you want. Same world-renowned faculty, same leading education, same global recognition from one of the top universities in the world. Call 1-800-400-8796. That's 1-800-400-8796.
I'm Jamie from Sherman Oaks, and I just graduated with my degree from Arizona State University. I chose ASU because I received the quality education I deserve in the major I wanted, all from my home.
Jamie's not the only one to earn a degree from ASU. There are over 90 degree programs offered 100%
What kind of tip you got there, Sean?
one of the top universities. Now's the time to learn more about earning your degree online from Arizona State University. Call 1-800-400-8796. That's 1-800-400-8796.
Yes. No, I know. And you know what? And you're right. I mean, it's just like that. Millions and millions of them. Yeah, I agree.
Poker tables, shuffleboard, and hockey tables. Perfect for family fun during the holidays. And Billiards Plus in Dublin has the largest selection of pool tables, including Brunswick and Allhausen, anywhere in Central Ohio. But if you want it delivered before Santa arrives, you'd better order it now. Billiards Plus, Sawmill Road, a block north of Route 161 in Dublin, or visit billiards-plus.com. Holiday fun begins at Billiards Plus. The most popular artists of today. Watch them in the Diamond Cellar Vault Performance Theater. See your favorite artist now. Log on to 610WTVN.com and click on the Diamond Cellar Vault Performance Theater. The Diamond Cellar. The Diamond X since 1947.
How long before we hit the weather? 20
seconds. The Powerball jackpot is up to $127 million. The next drawing will take place tonight, so don't wait. Get your Powerball tickets now.
They probably deserve it.
Sign up for the My Lotto Rewards Club, where any non-winning ticket could be another chance to win. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Please play responsibly.
Your ABC6 first warning weather. Today, fog early, then clouds slowly clearing by afternoon, high of 49. For tonight, mostly clear and cold again. More patchy fog, low of 29. Sunday, morning fog, but sunny and pleasant the rest of the day. A beautiful 50 degrees. Currently 39 degrees on your severe weather station. News Radio 610 WTVN.
News Radio 610 WTVN. Columbus's news, traffic, and weather station.
Welcome back to On Target. I am Eric, your host, and apparently I am the only one. You guys gonna sit down today or no? Gee.
I haven't left my seat the whole show.
You haven't left your seat. The headphones.
He can do whatever he wants.
That's right, that's right. We are
That's true.
Broadcasting live from LAPD Firearms Range and Training Facility. We're located at 999 Bethel Road. I'm your host, Eric, joined today with JC from the sales team, Ronnie, who makes up Boom Boom Tactical, my dad, Phil, and we also have Big Al. He is one of our LEO trainers and one of the Franklin County Sheriff's finest for a number of years.
Yeah,
well, at least he worked there.
For just 1 year?
Al's got some credentials.
He does. He does.
I've got full circle. I went special, then went full-time 25. Now I'm back in the special again. I'm all confused.
Right. Well, we are.
You are special.
Thank you.
We've been. It's been a pretty heavy topic, I should say, to this point, and pretty passionate. Obviously, we are safe, responsible gun owners, and it really we're passionate about doing things the right way. And when we see stuff out there that is said otherwise, it really It makes us stand up. But in this segment, we're going to lighten it up a little bit. We have JC's Gun of the Week, and JC, I'll tell you what. Late to the market, you might say, but this one, wow, it looks like it might make an impact. What do you have there, JC, for us?
Yeah, the Gun of the Week, and just like you said, very late, probably the last comer out there right now for a major company, but Remington has produced their first concealed carry pistol in a long time. They kind of had a false start with that Model 51, but this time they really hit a home run. It's called the RM380. And it's similar size to the Kel-Tec and the Ruger LCPs and that Pocket 380 Venue, but it's an incredible little gun. It's an all aluminum frame. Almost everybody else is polymer. They actually do front checkering in the aluminum to help with the grip. It has a ambidextrous magazine release. It's recessed, so it doesn't. It's easy to release the magazine, yet it doesn't snag up and release in your pocket. It's got a just a little shorter than 3-inch, 2.9-inch barrel on the gun. Weighs just a little over 12 ounces empty. The trigger pull, it's double action only, but you it has restrike capability. The trigger pull, although it's long, it's much lighter than a lot of the ones. So
Smooth.
it's very easy, very smooth.
A little long for me, but I still like it.
Yeah,
it's your safety feature.
It's good, and the double strike capability is nice. A lot of them have to be reset. This one does not. So it's got abbreviated beaver tail, but with the it doesn't look like you're going to get any hammer bite out of it. Yeah. And the thing that I like the best is when I was researching this, several people, of course, have been testing this. Not one of them has reported a failure to function from the first time they bought store-bought guns, not special guns that were set up by the factories, which sometimes every industry seems to do. But these were store-bought guns, and one of them fired 500 straight rounds. Another one reported 750, and a guy fired 1,000 rounds, even out at gun sight through their course on clearing without a single malfunction, failure to feed, failure to reject. Those calibers
are very good at doing
that is very, very impressive. Yeah. So it's lightweight, holds 6+1, comes with 2 mags, and it's a great, great little gun.
You know, coming with 2 mags too. I mean, I know a few of them now. I think the cars are coming with 2 mags. That's a great feature. I mean, the first thing people do is buy that second mag. It's great when you open up the box and wow, it's already there.
Also, I hear they're coming out with a longer mag, 7+1.
Yeah, 7+1. They're working on that, and it's the first pistol produced at their brand new plant in Huntington, Alabama. So it's their first one out. And so it's great to have a new factory.
Another thing that we noticed too, for a lot of those shooters that have problems racking the slide on certain firearms, this thing is very smooth and it's not very heavy at all.
A lot of the ladies that have a trouble with pulling back some of the slides, or even guys that
some of us old guys,
you get older. The slide is much lighter much easier to pull back. So if you've been stymied before by that, it's time to come in and take a look at this firearm, because it's small and fit personally well.
Training, I see this so many times they have a hard time getting it.
And so
nobody wants to be stymied.
Yeah, nobody.
Well, and then the holsters, I'm thinking we haven't tried it, but it's probably going to fit in the Kel-Tec P3AT.
We're going to have holsters for it, no doubt. No doubt.
The
holster man.
Yeah,
we are going to have holsters for it.
Right. And actually, Al has a holster here that fits the P3AT or the LCP, and it goes right in.
Wow.
So
there it is.
Look at that. Huh?
Thank you.
So we officially have holsters for it.
Oh, we have holsters for it. I can tell you right now without even looking.
I need to get a couple of good ones. This is not the best one in the world.
So yeah, JC, great gun of the week, and actually it's a good lead-in because next week we're going to talk about kind of our Christmas list and some neat things that are worthwhile putting on our Christmas list. And that, I tell you what, that was up there on the top of my list and so forth.
Yeah, what do you get the guy that's got everything? You get him the new Ruger.
Actually, I'm going to walk home with that today.
You can.
I am. I want to trade in right now.
That'll be your first trade.
And if you're in the market for the little 380s, the LCP, we have them on sale. The Ruger LCPs at a phenomenal price. Every different model, the price has been reduced almost by $80 a model.
Wow, the one with the red trigger?
The one with the red trigger, the custom.
And they've smoothed that out. That was an original problem.
Yeah.
They fixed that.
That's a custom one from it's a factory custom. It's much lighter, got better sights, and it's the same price as the other ones. So
looks like I'm to upgrade. You guys do this to me every time.
Right. So, great gun of the week, JC. Next week, Ronnie will have the gun of the week. Any insight? You probably haven't thought yet, have you?
No. Actually, I've thought about it. It may not be one that you can actually buy, but it'll be one that has many clones yet at the same time, considering things going on nowadays, it might be really.
Oh, that's a good teaser.
Yeah,
That's a hell of a hint. Yeah. Well, nice. Thanks, Ron.
And we will.
I was going to leave with one thought here from
Yes, sir.
my end of it. If you see something, say something.
Amen.
Everything, we'd rather go check it out than to have to go take care of a big scene.
You're absolutely right.
And let us decide if it's something that we need to know or not know.
And folks, if you do decide to make that jump and to purchase and carry a firearm, certainly do the training. Commit to the training. Commit to go to the experts. It doesn't have to be us. Go to the experts. Be trained on it, and to make sure you're proficient with it.
And once you get the training, train.
Right, absolutely, and continue the training. Great point, Ronnie.
It's a perishing skill. No doubt.
It is a perishing skill. So next week we're going to talk a little bit about what's on our Christmas list. Go through some neat products that have come up over the last month. We appreciate you spending the last hour with us. We appreciate our friends in the news media who've been here broadcasting some videos that are going to be showing up. We're on target, broadcasting live from LAPD Firearms and Range and Training Facility. We're located at 999 Bethel Road. Stop by, see the guys throughout the week. See you next week. Have a good week.
All right.
That's a wrap. I think we did good. No, I think we did. We all
What was that thing you were putting on the table?
This isn't a commercial. It's a gift to anyone who's sick and tired of dealing with their hearing loss. Because we'll give everyone who calls a risk-free trial of a life-changing hearing breakthrough called Listen Clear. Not only that,
hey, Mr. Sean, you want to do some commercials?
Free batteries for life. But you must call now. 1-800.
I am ready when you are.
59. Listen Clear is precisely designed by top audio.
Or you can put it in really, really tight spaces like I was doing.
Yeah.
And basically it's a very wide
tube. Wow.
Are you serious?
So what? That's just the case in it.
It's the case.
I wonder how that's going to go over. Yeah.
What do you use that for most?
I still think they should put the bad guys in the front lines.
No. Ride or anything.
I did it. And it showed to
Well, I meant bicycle.
Right.
Yeah. And then get really good video. You know, they put these things on drones too, so.
Not good.
Yeah, I think that's what well, they make them for what is that? They come with the waterproof case. Yeah, they generally come with
Heck yeah. And then and at least the rounds with pork, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but did you see anything? That's the water level.
I hear you.
Did you see some dead bodies in there?
There was an alligator.
All right, you ready? All right, just go through all three of them. Okay. This is Eric, host of On Target. This week we'll talk about some cool items that may need to be added to your Christmas list, and Ronnie will have the Gun of the Week, sponsored by Cafe Courier. Join us Saturday at 1 p.m. on News Radio 610 WTVN. This is Eric, host of On Target. Tomorrow we'll talk about some cool items that may need to be added to your Christmas list, and Ronnie will have the Gun of the Week, sponsored by Cafe Courier. Join us tomorrow at 1 p.m. on News Radio 610 WTVN.
Then my buddy read about it. How long have you been only about a year now. My buddy used to
My came in here and had a big house.
You ready? This is Eric, host of On Target. Tomorrow we'll talk about some cool items that you may need to add to your Christmas list, and Ronnie will have the Gun of the Week, sponsored by Cafe Courier. Join us tomorrow at 1 p.m. on News Radio 610 WTVN. This is Eric, host of On Target. Today we'll talk about some cool items that you may need to add to your Christmas list, and Ronnie will have the Gun of the Week, sponsored by Cafe Courier. Join us today at 1 p.m. on News Radio 610 WTVN.